Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to this 43rd session. My name is Lohia KJR, and I'm working as an assistant professor of English at Government First Grade College, Sunkalbidri. So, today in this session, we will recapitulate on the play and grammar which we have discussed in our previous sessions. So let me share my PPT with you now. So recapitulation on the play and grammar. So there are totally 16 scenes in the drama, and till now we have discussed about 11 scenes, and now we will discuss one by one. I mean, we will recapitulate one by one. In scene one, we come to know about the curses in the life of Shivanaga, who is the son of Queen Mayavati and King Nagarayana, and is the prince of Shivapura. He has rejected so many marriage proposals, and Queen Mayavati is in a hurry to marry Shivanaga because of his curse. And when he shows his unwillingness to marry, Queen Mayavati as the reason for his unwillingness. He says that there is a lamp maiden who is hidden somewhere and he wanted to marry her. So Queen Mayavati permits him, I mean, gives him 1 week time. Within that 1 week, he has to tell the name of that hidden girl. Or otherwise, he has to marry Siri Sampige, who is the daughter of King Pushparaja of Sevantik. So this is all about scene one. In scene two, we come to know about the subplot of Avali and Javali. Both Avali and Javali are twin brothers, and they wanted to marry at the same time. Kamala appears on the stage, and Kamala decides to marry Javali, who has won a fight with Avali. So the marriage happens between Kamala and Javali. So this is the end of scene 2. In scene 3, Shivanaga witnessed a light in his room in the shape of a woman who is holding a lamp in her hand. And when he tried to catch that light, all of a sudden that lamp maiden it disintegrated in Shivanaga himself. At the same time, Javali was sleeping 1 second. So when Shivanaga experienced all these strange things in his room, Javali was sleeping in his bedroom. He awakens Javali and shares his all strange experiences with him, but he makes fun of Shivanaga. And at the end of scene 3, he immediately orders Javali and tells him to go to his mother and arrange for a meeting tomorrow and to tell his mother that the prince has agreed to marry. So this is the end of scene 3. And in scene 4, a meeting has been called according to the wish of Shivanaga. In that meeting, family elders are present, and also Queen Mother Mayavati is also present in that meeting. And in that meeting, Shivanaga discloses his wish to split himself into two parts. Inevitably, the elders have to agree to the condition made by Shivanaga because all of them have taken promise in front of the family god. And in scene 5, according to the wish of Shivanaga, his body has been split into two parts and they have been buried in two mud pots for 14 days. And after 14 days, when these two pots are opened in front of Queen Mother, from one pot, Kalinga exists and he disappears into the forest in the form of snake. And from the other pot, Shivanaga existed at his best. And when Shivanaga existed from the second pot, he asked for the lamp maiden, but lamp maiden has not existed from the first pot, but he calls all the family elders and his mother as cheaters because they have hidden the truth. That is the belief of Shivanaga. And this is the end of scene 5. And later, next is scene 7. Sorry, uh, it's not scene 7, it is scene 6. So, what will happen in scene 6? Both Kamala and Javli, they are husband and wife now, but they have not shared a good relationship between each other as an husband and a wife. Hence, there are a lot of things going on in the mind of Javli. When he wanted to love Kamala, all of a sudden he sees the image of Avali in her eyes. So this has buried Javali. And there is no love relationship between Kamala and Javali. Hence Bhagavata interferes and he gives some solution to both Avali and Javali to go to their family god on Monday. But in scene 6, Javali says that he has some busy task to carry on. That task was given by Queen Mother Mayavati. What is the task? He has to follow Shivanaga wherever he goes. So that is the end of scene 6. And in scene 7, sorry, Javali has brought the news of Shivanaga's whereabouts, where he goes, how he will spend the time, and what he will do at the pond. All those things are told by Javali at the meeting. And at the same time, Shivanaga also comes to the palace and he enters into the meeting hall and he discloses about his own experiences of the spiritual world. But common people like Javali, elders, and Queen Mother can't understand the spiritual experiences of Shivanaga. They teases him, especially Javali teases Shivanaga. So, in anger, he leaves that meeting. So, that is scene 7. And next, we have to discuss about scene 8. In scene 8, Kalinga enters on the stage and he has come from the nether world and he is in search of his dream girl who is none other than Siri Sampige. And he goes to Siri Sampige, talks to her, who is at the backyard of the Indrani's palace. And she was also attracted towards the physical beauty of Kalinga. And later, this results in the illicit relationship between Kalinga and Siri Sampige. And as a result of this, Siri Sampige becomes pregnant. So this is the end of scene 8. And in scene 9, according to the instruction given by Bhagavata, Kamala and Javali, both of them they pray to their family god. And the family god gives them certain instructions to follow in order to have a good a love relationship between husband and wife. And the family god gives them some instructions. They have to follow certain rituals at an antil which is located outside the city under the banyan tree. And according to the instruction, both of them they get ready to go to the uh, antil which is located outside the city. And what will happen at the antil? See, as we all know, Javali, he transforms himself into a snake when he was garlanded by Kamala, and later he was killed by his own brother Avali because of Avali's jealous and greed for Kamala. And after, okay, so this is the end of scene 9. And in scene 10, all of a sudden, Shivanaga enters into palace and he has already decided something in his mind. He wanted to check the virtue, the chastity of his own wife, Siri Sampige. So that is why he has decided to carry out the trial, the Nagari. So this is scene 10. And in scene 11, the trial takes place at the Nagari. So in that trial, Siri Sampige proves her chastity by inviting or putting a snake on her body. And all the people and the elders, the royal family members, all of them who have gathered in front of the Nagalika temple, they saw that Siri Sampige is a virtuous woman. They started to hail Siri Sampige. And Siri Sampige ultimately proves her chastity in front of the people. But still, the suspicion in the mind of Shivanaga continues. So, this is the end of scene 11. So, until scene 11, we have discussed in our previous sessions. So, this is just a recapitulation of all the important events that have happened up to scene 11. And about the grammatical aspects, we already discussed about homophones. Homophones means words which have same pronunciation but different meanings. I have given you an example here. Principle, principle. So you have to write one sentence. You have to frame one sentence for these two. Sorry, for these two words. And the next activity is interpretation of notices and instructions. In our public life, we have seen so many instructions and notices. So here they will give you instructions. For example, no parking, stick no bills, no trespassing. You have to explain this instruction for 5 marks. So this is the task that you have to do in your main examination. And next is writing letters to officials or publications. You know how to write a letter. A letter, a formal letter, always has a structure. So, what are the contents of a formal letter? From and to address, salutation, subject of the letter, body of the letter, conclusion with signature, and if there are any enclosures, you have to enclose along with that letter. So, this is one more activity in your grammar. And the next is close test. Close test means they will give you a paragraph which contains 10 blanks in it. and the options are given at the bottom of the paragraph. You have to choose the right word from that bracket and fill up those blanks. So that is one more activity you have for your examination. So yes, so these are the grammatical activities that you have for this semester. So by this, I'm going to end this recapitulation class. Thank you. Thank you all for listening.